everybody, this is Alyce-Kay Ruckelshaus from Threshold of Hineni, and I'm here with, I guess you'd call this a tutorial. I recently made a bunch of small notebooks, which actually, let me grab some of those so I can show you. I don't have all of them here, but here's like one of the little tablets that I made. Here's a small notebook that I stitched on the side with ribbon. A couple that I made without any ribbon, just stitching on the side of them. A big one. These are all actually for one journal that I'm working on for this journal. And I had also made this little wallet to go in that journal too. Okay, and so the question has been, so how do you put those into the journal? Where do you put them? So I thought that I would show you in several of my journals because I use them in different ways in journals. Some of these journals are ones that I'm working on, like this one's one for a friend that I'm creating. Some are ones that I'm writing in right now, these two, and some are ones, like here's another one that I'm working on. This is one that's almost done, and this one I just gave away in a giveaway, and so that's going to be going out soon, and this is one that I've just barely started working on. So I'm going to show you like what I've done in these ones, and then I thought that I would show you actually how to make some belly bands. This one I don't have to show you yet because I haven't made them yet, and I'll probably do it in two separate videos. I'll do showing you the ones that I have, not just belly bands but pockets and stuff, how I like to store those in my journals, and then I thought that I would do a video showing you specifically how to make belly bands, because that's one of the best ways to store those little notebooks. So let's look first at this one, because this one's going out the door very soon here, probably within the next day or two, and I probably should have gone through and marked where I had these, This one I don't think that I have like a notebook in, because I started making them after I did this, but I got this out to show you the belly bands. Yeah, that's a card. I believe I have a belly band in here. I haven't looked through this one for a long time. I usually include a belly band because to me that's just like a really important thing. A belly band, ooh, maybe not. A belly band is great for stashing something that's larger. Oh, here we go. Here's the belly band. Okay, so this belly band was made, it's not really Franken paper, I just used like squares of paper. Well, here I think I used some that was torn. And here's one of my little notebooks that I had made. Not one that I made just the other day, but this is one that I made before. And see, this is a great example of what I was trying to talk about in my video, that I used scraps, just little pieces of paper that were left over. And so you'll find these papers in the journal, the bigger versions, but these are the scraps that were just cut off of it. And so so it's just a great place to stuff that, and you can stuff a bunch of other things in there too. Belly bands usually will hold quite a bit. So belly bands can go vertically or they can go horizontally across the page. This one I put lace on the sides of it. I think I have coffee stained paper, and then I put the lace on it, and then I put my patchwork paper on top of that. So let's just make sure there's not a belly band on the other side. Okay, yeah. So that's one. And then this one, I like the belly bands that I've done in this one. This is one that I'm working on for a friend. I haven't finished it yet. So there's a lot of little pieces that you're just going to see, bits and pieces all over the place. I think that I have two belly bands in here. Not sure. Look for it. And a lot of the pieces of this I've done tutorials on as I was doing it. I've really enjoyed making this one. It has kind of a 70s feel to it, but there's also some things that are kind of what do you call it, steampunk, I think, to it too. It's just so much like my friend. I love this. Now I'm not going to show this page because it's a picture of her and her husband, and I don't want to give away who it's for. I have got a couple little envelopes here. I know that there's a cool belly band in here. So let's here someplace. I know it is. And I like this, here we go. Okay, so this is the belly band. She used to be an accountant, so I used some old ledger paper, and then I sewed lace on both sides of it, the lace that I've used throughout the whole thing. And so this would be a great place to put one of those notebooks. Now this notebook, these two notebooks don't go with this, but just, you know, to give you an idea, you could slip it in under like that, or I'm not sure if this one will fit. This one is bigger than the page, so it wouldn't fit. But, you know, if I was going to put that notebook in, I would either have a pocket for it, or I would have a belly band on a bigger page. So that's another way that you can do a belly band and have a place to put notebooks. Okay, so this one here, I know that I have a few notebooks in. Oops. I've been using this a lot, so it's getting kind of messed up. But that's okay. That's what's supposed to happen with them. Okay, so here's one of my little notebooks, and so I've got this in a Rita Donnelly flip. Okay, and a Rita Donnelly flip is like, it's like a pocket, a triangular pocket, but you make it with a square of paper so it flips up like this. And I have some tutorials on that. So in here, you know, I've got just different things. This particular one is things that I'm working on, things that I'm taking my cross up daily on. And that's there. And then here's another. These are, in here I'm writing my needs for Hineni School of Ministry. So this is one of those little notebooks that I didn't staple it. I sewed this one. In my tutorial earlier, I had stapled them. But in this one, I just folded lace over the edge of it, and then I sewed it. Then I put a button on with a twine bow. And so this one I've got in a corner pocket, kind of an L-shaped pocket. What did I have the other one in? Oh yeah, in a Rita Donnelly flip. Okay, and then this one, I have, I don't know, maybe 10 notebooks in this journal because I knew that I was going to need them a lot. I haven't started this one yet, but I like that goat. And this one I've got in one of these triple pockets. Let me see if I can find a piece of paper so I can show you how that works. So here's another little pad of paper, and this one I zigzagged at the top, and then I took some of my husband's shoelace and tied a bow on it. And you know, you can make these with something bulky on it because you can take it out when you're writing. And so here's a belly band that I've got a bunch of stuff stuffed into, and I'll probably stuff more things into it. But for this pocket, it's got a pocket right there, a little pocket, it's got a pocket right there, it's got a pocket right here, and sometimes you can leave this open and stick something in under there too. And it's got the pocket here where I've got this notebook. So I've got this little notebook that I haven't used yet. Okay, and then let's see what else we've got. Here's a map that I've still got to draw in there. None of these are notebooks. This is one of those triple pockets that I just showed you. Okay, here's another notebook. Silhouette of people with camels. It didn't print out very well, but it's just for me, so I don't really care. And I've got it in this little pocket here it's like a double pocket kind of thing. And this actually goes across to the other side of the book. This is a flip out of your journey. This is for a class that I'm teaching about Abraham, that I'm teaching here on YouTube. Okay, so here's another one of these notebooks, and I sewed it up here at the top. I put a piece of paper over actually it's the back of the paper that I just overlapped over this and then just sewed it across the top. Just, you know, a few minutes to make. Not a big deal. And then I've got it stuck in this top corner tab tuck. Okay, so here's another one, and this is one of the ones that I showed you how to do with the paper on the side. Okay, so this one is in a side tuck. Those are really good for keeping your notebooks as well. So I probably could have just done this entire video just showing this journal because I have so many notebooks. So this is in the other side of this pocket. It goes all the way around to the other side of that page, but here's some of those lantern plants and my little notebook for that. And I'll use these notebooks for various things in my journal. This is a flip out for the timeline. Okay, here's another one of those little notebooks, again, in one of these double pockets. Okay, very easily just, I took this back page and I cut it a little bit bigger and I flipped it over the side here and sewed it on. You know, and there's just a few pages in each one, but I might have like a particular topic that I use that for. Maybe something that I'm just really working on. Here's another one that's in a Rita Donnelly flap, sewn at the top like some of the others that you saw. Here's another notebook, and in again one of these double pockets. Some nightshade. You can, whatever size you make them, you can fit them into, you know, like pockets or belly bands. Here's a Franken paper belly band, and this one has like yarn and cheesecloth and other things worked into it as well, and even some maps. Okay, so this notebook has the paper binding on the side with the sewing. And this is like, you know, the belly bands are usually loose enough that you can put a whole bunch of other things in under there too. I just recently made a journal for my dad that had a Revolutionary War theme, and the belly bands, I just put tons and tons of copies of documents and stuff into it. It was really cool. So here's another one of these that I made with the lace and the thread and a button and scraps of paper that are all different sizes, because they're just like stuff that I cut off the edges of stuff and I had left over, so it was a great way to use it. And that's in a Rita Donnelly flip. This would be another good place to put a notebook. In this case, I just decided to put a big journaling card instead, but I could have put a notebook in there. So you get the idea, okay? So those are some of the places that you can put those notepads or notebooks. This one, I'm not sure if I think I do have a notepad in here actually. This is one that I'm almost finished making. This is all East Tennessee stuff. And I think I have one or two notepads in here. I think I was working on this mainly before I started making the actual little notebooks. But I'm pretty sure that I've got at least a notepad, at least one in here. This is a really fun journal. Oh, there's my husband in the centerfold, knitting with some of his knitting stuff. Okay, so yeah, here. So this is a belly band. Am I in the camera? Maybe not. There we go. Okay, so this is a belly band here. Let me get rid of my Abraham journal. Got stuff all over the place here, sorry. Okay, so this is a belly band here, and what it is I had this wide lace, and I sewed or glued this burlap onto it with a ribbon over it, and then I sewed these 3 little bows with little pearly beads on top of it, okay? And it makes a nice little tuck belly band for this notebook. I've already shown you one of these in a different journal. I made a bunch of these at one time. They're really good to just sit down and just work on a whole bunch, knock them out at one night. And again, a whole bunch of stuff can be stuck in here under that. So I think that's probably the only one in here. Yeah, I think that's the only one in here. I don't think I have any notebooks in there. I should. I need to put some in that one. And this one, okay, I don't think I have notebooks in it yet because I haven't gotten that far, but I wanted to show you the belly bands in here. So this one, I've got 2 different kinds of paper that I've put together, and then the belly band that I put on top of it is some Franken paper made from scraps from this journal, and then I've got lace sewn on underneath it. And so that'll be a great place to tuck, you know, a notebook and some other like journaling paper and stuff. And I think that there was another one too because I marked it. And then here's one that's Franken paper. This one's kind of different. I have a Rita Donnelly flip here, and I had some Franken paper that I didn't make quite long enough to do on a page anyplace, so I stuck it in here, and it goes just barely underneath the flip, so it kind of makes it look longer. But that'll be a great little little tuck for a notebook or other papers. In the belly bands, I really like to put a lot of things under them because they're great for holding a lot of stuff. So that basically gives you an idea of places that you can put those notebooks when you make them. and an idea of what belly bands are, because I know a lot of people have questions about what belly bands are. So in my next video, I'm going to make some belly bands for some journals that I'm working on and just kind of walk you through the process. Okay, I love you all. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.